It's time now for Women Crushing It Wednesday. September is Childhood Cancer Awareness Month. As the executive director of the Pinky Swear Foundation, Erica Campbell is hoping to support kids and their families after a diagnosis.
I have a dream job and I love it. Our mission is to help kids with cancer and their families with financial and emotional support. So you can imagine when the family hears that devastating diagnosis that their child has cancer, their world gets turned upside down. And everybody focuses on the health of the child, but another important element is the financial and the emotional stress on the entire family. We will come in and pay the family's mortgage, help pay their rent, a car payment, gas to put to get to and from treatment, or groceries to put food on the table. To me, this work is so important and so personal because I've seen it firsthand. My mom had breast cancer for 4 years and our family expenses went through the roof. I held my mom's hand when she passed away, and that changes a person. Last year, I was then diagnosed with breast cancer. And I think about that. That was about 6 weeks of incredible intensity for me as a person, as a mom, as a working mom. And the average length of childhood cancer is 2 years. For years, I've always held closely to this quote by George Eliot, which goes, what do we live for if not to make life less difficult for each other? And that has been a guiding force, frankly, since I was probably a teenager. I keep wanting to make my mom proud. I keep wanting to make all those kids I've helped proud, and I keep wanting to make a difference.
Yeah, Erica underwent a double mastectomy and is now cancer-free. We've got a link to where you can help support the Pinky Swear Foundation on our website. They do amazing work.
Yeah, they sure do.